new roles. I think that's the coolest thing about new seasons of DPC, or the new, oh god, I forgot the word. What are they called again?
Tours. They're called tours.
New tours. There we go. New tours. Teams can try new stuff. They can switch up their roles a little bit and see if things work. And this is going to be the culmination of that, at least the beginning of the season.
I think it's interesting, too, seeing how they've renamed themselves a little bit. So one of the big things, of course, comes to mind. D2 Hustlers did get picked up by an organization. They've got picked up by Wildcard Gaming. And also just the way that they've changed the names a bit. You know, we've got Alex instead of Alexo, Sam instead of Sammy Boy. They're growing up over here.
Yeah, that definitely seems to be a trend right now, that teams are a new season. They're ready to change their name and get the superstition rolling to get a better chance of winning.
Got to shut off all that bad juju and, you know,
Yes.
start fresh.
So right off the bat, Sammy Boy got a great D ward there. Kind of an interesting angle, finds the ward, instantly kills it, gets the golden experience, so good for him. Basically, the game is over. He's got 50 extra experience. That's 50 of the 230 to get level 2 here. And he's going to go to lane with a lot of regen, magic stick, and he's just planning to fight Rubik and to fight Beastmaster if needed.
I like how, you know, his name is Sam, but we're still calling him Sammy Boy. He's not going to be able to shed that easily, I don't think.
It's difficult. It's going to take at least 20 minutes of in-game Dota2 time. That's how it works.
At least. You know, Purge is a boomer over here. But yeah, we've got the typical, you know, matchup in the mid lane. You've got the Void Spirit versus the Ember. Both of these guys, very, very familiar with them. And, you know, Bryle definitely shining quite a bit on that Ember in the past. But Esk also a very talented player.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, we lost someone. We lost two people.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Just a little reset, probably some bug, something like that. Doom plus the Snapfire should be reasonably okay, but Dubu should be able to protect these guys quite a bit. We'll see if he goes for the Living Armor build that Jenkins has been talking about a lot, or if he goes back towards more standard stuff, Nature's Grass. Leech Seeds had a really good game earlier today. The amount of regen that you get for your melee cores is excellent. So when Doom is fighting somebody to the death, it basically just offsets all of the Scorched Earth damage when he chooses to run at somebody. So even if you don't choose to go all in on him, it just keeps you very sustained, and the mana cost on him, it's really reasonable right now. So could be an option. But with that said, Living Armor, the extra armor can really help out a lot too if you're taking a lot of right clicks. So good things, both skills.
All right, looks like we're ready to get back into the game here.
Beautiful camera shot.
Beautiful camera, though. It's, yeah, he's got quite the beard going on, huh?
Right yeah. He was just really focused on zoning Saberlight, who did not start with any regen, actually. He went for a Buckler with a Quelling Blade. Obviously, he's planning to get Helm of Iron Will, but if he gets slowed down enough, it's going to delay his Helm of Iron Will. But he's going to bring out a stick and another Tango to buy him some time.
I mean, the harass coming out here is also just very, very good. Moon Meander having to be careful, though, his positioning. This is a guy who's very, very good with the Rubik. And look forward to some really nice steals later on in the game as we progress.
Yeah, and like the panel pointed out, there's good spells for him to take, but it isn't exactly the best hero right now. It hasn't really been picked much. Sometimes teams will pick it up and go for it, but generally it's not really seen as a strong 4 at the moment. And its laning can suffer as well. You basically have to get Fade Bolt level 1, and the hero at its base doesn't really hit that hard. Not the best base stats on the hero, so struggles.
It just feels like a lot of the players currently, because, you know, it is the start of a new tour here for the DPC, new fresh season as well. But they're just kind of picking things that they're very, very comfortable with to kind of get the ball rolling, feel it out, and then I'm sure, you know, we'll start to move. But it has been a bit of a pub meta, too. We've been talking about that in the green room with Jenkins, how it seems like a lot of these hero choices and the way that the game is played is translating over into these professional matches from that pub meta.
Yeah, because teams are basically being more flexible. They're trying new stuff, feeling what feels comfortable to them. Especially in some of these like D2 leagues, Division 2 leagues, it's just easier to do what's really comfortable for you as a player. Sometimes more so than picking like what is the top team going to execute with, because comfort can be a bigger deal against not tier 1 teams that punish you consistently.
I mean, this is the upper division here, though. Surely, yeah, they've been scrimming, they've been doing
For
stuff.
sure.
Like, they have a general idea, but of course, you know, Undying, you know, overplaying in TI, definitely a formidable opponent.
Yeah, Undying really overperformed. They went positive in the group stage. They barely managed to hit lower bracket and lost one best of one there to get knocked out. But they definitely impressed everybody. I don't think there was a lot of expectations with them, so they are looking really solid right now. So still trying their creative stuff, maybe not their pub meta necessarily, because their picks here look pretty standard, but you know, across all of the matches we've watched so far, there's been a good mix of pub heroes, certainly.
It also feels like it's just one of those teams that, I don't want to say is lucky that they had a lot of their heroes that were within the meta, but pretty standard stuff as well.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So far, everything looks pretty darn equal.
Saberlight goes pop stick. Eves is just going to back off.
Pretty nice to get the buckler, really, because it's just more armor for Rubik to help make him feel a lot stronger as a 4. It also makes the boar HP quite a bit higher. The boars have 450 HP but 0 armor base, so... And, like, it's actually taking them a lot of doing just to kill the damn boar.
Yeah, it's been a very quiet game, almost reaching 4 minutes now, and we haven't seen a first blood. Everyone just focused up on making sure that they're getting their farm and, you know, making sure that their cores are fairly left alone for the most part.
It's not exactly like the biggest kill game, to be honest. Like, Beastmaster isn't exactly like... He can win lanes, certainly, and farm. But getting kills against a hero like PA who can blink away is just unlikely. So it's more about who gets more last hits right now. Same case on the opposite side of the map. Doom is not going to kill Morphling, probably. Maybe they kill Morph.
They can turn this around. No, Tomato, he's fine.
That was close.
So this guy plays a lot of Morphling, but on the other hand, not as lucky here as we will lose Sam, and Eves is struggling to get out in time, but will survive. As Moon Meander takes a lot of tower shots and a lot of creeps.
That was pretty scary, but it all works out for them. PA a little low, but he's got Orb of Corrosion now. And it's not super surprising that Bane does end up dying. Level 2 slow from the boar is 20%. That plus Rubik is a lot of potential right-click damage. So, and then once the spirits in the mid lane end up hitting 6, killing is going to be a lot more possible. So they are inching towards that moment that could happen here.
Yeah, I was about to say, once these boys in mid hit their 6s, we're probably going to start seeing those rotations, or if they get a good rune of opportunity, obviously. But for the time being, just focusing on making sure that CS is nice and high.
I think that's the thing I like the most about how mid players are playing right now is they rotate all the time. It's like they hit 6, they teleport to a side lane, and they kill one hero. And that's not something that we used to see much in the past. Mid players would just completely focus on their efficiency, but now being able to just kill a offlane hero who's expecting like, oh, it's just a core and a support, nobody ever rotates. They get punished here and there, and it really throws off their tempo a lot. And also, it means that they have to TP back to lane, and then if they TP back to lane, now they can't rotate to defend against another gank. So it kind of like accomplishes two things there by both killing an enemy and protecting more later.
Gonna put a little nightmare over here on Saberlight, but he'll move it off. I'm surprised that we're not seeing more movement towards that middle lane. We do see some going on as Bryle's poking away a little bit. But I figure with the Cardi wave coming in that we would have seen maybe a little bit more movement.
Those work best, ideally, when you can gank while rotating, if possible, but forcing either Ember or Void Spirit out of the lane seems a little bit difficult, because they're both very survivable, so it's not like you can, like, 100% zone them.
Yeah, it'd have to be pre-6, really. Yeah,
basically, so instead what they'll do is they'll grab a Bounty Rune. We'll see if Void Spirit turns this into a rotation.
I managed to steal the enemy Bounty Rune, which is very nice for him. But
yep. They're gonna
does look like he's rotating in.
Beastmaster has so much armor, though.
Does indeed. Throw out the dagger. Let's get the taunt off. Can they burst down Saberlight fast enough? Big pick up here. Yes. They can get the kill on the Beastmaster. And that's a nice rotation. Alex, though, not looking too great over here, trying to just push Bryle away. It looks like, nope, he's going to get slighted, and he is going to fall as teleports back in. And needs to be careful because Bryle's feeling very aggressive. He's got the creep wave here.
And
could
the
put out a decent amount of damage onto Esk.
I mean, 4 seconds cooldown on Sleight of Fist here. He just keeps going for it.
Trying to play Ring Around the Rosie. Bryle's run out of creeps now, but he's still going to try chase. He'll go, use the Fairy Fire. Teleports are coming in, though, so Bryle has to be a bit careful. We'll slide off over to the side, get the bottle service here for Esk, and just like that, it's over.
He needed that bottle refill really bad, considering how much Bryle pressure there. That was really nicely done by him.
Moon Meander getting slowed with the dagger. Sam just clicking away. He's got the brain sap. Needs just a little bit more damage. But they do, of course, have the magic wand to keep Moon alive a little bit longer as S does find the kill on Bryle in the mid lane while this is going down.
I did catch that one, luckily. So basically, Snapfire went for a Fire Snap cookie catch. He did dodge it using Sleight of Fist, but they ran him down, basically, and used the combo under tower when he was at about half HP. The little Shredder did a lot of damage there. That was really what got him low in the first place. So a little bit of aggressive move, but it worked out for Esk, so great for them.
does feel like they're going to have an awful, cookie hut, an awful lot of negative armor when you consider that you do have the Snapfire with the little shredder, and of course the PA most likely going to be, eventually getting some sort of negative armor.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Just got Orb of Corrosion for now, but yeah, later on with the Deso, it'll be a lot scarier here. Now Tomato just gets to be Morphling. He's got huge base damage, 128 damage when he's fully Agility morphed here. And with the Ring of Health, he's just going to have so much regen that he actually stayed Agility morphed the most of the time here. So he's actually going for a Lincoln Sphere, a very classic Morphling item, but it's seen as a pretty solid item right now. It's a situational thing on Morphlings, but against Doom, it's perfect, right? It gives you all the stats, gives you lots of regen, gives you 5 mana regen right now, which is insane. That means he's going to be able to spam Waveform to farm creep waves. And that is effectively turns him into something like an anti-mage. He waveforms from camp to camp, he does AoE damage, he kills them quickly, and that should increase his farm level by a lot.
It's already starting to take off here, sitting top of the net worth, 4.2k, but not too far behind is the PA at 3.7. That'll definitely pick up once she completes that Battle Fury that she's got queued. But it'll take a little while. It takes a while for her to fully unlock her potential.
And she's got to be careful in the bot lane as well. She's staying pretty long, about 9 minutes in, and usually a lot of carries will just leave the lane and go jungle. But PA does not jungle super quickly before Battle Fury, so instead PA is going to try to slow this down a bit, see if...
There's a big gank coming out here in the bottom lane. They're going to open up, try to get the kill over onto Saberlight. He'll go use the Roar. He's going to try to hide in the tree line. Sam, though, following up. They'll take down Sam, but they'll be able to take down Saberlight as they'll defend the tower. And Roar's going to be on cooldown, but they do have a bit of a zoo coming forward.
They do. Absolutely worth it, though. Really good catch there to prevent him from running away. And that only costs him, what, a support to rotate instead of any core, so they still stay relatively high on farm level in the meantime. So that looks great for them. On the top lane, Doom picking up level 7. Morphling is certainly AFK jungling here because his physical damage is just so high, and didn't have to go for a Morbid Mask either. He feels happy with just the Ring of Health. But in the meantime, keeping this creep bottom with Moon Meanders means that the tower still dies really quickly here. So the tier 1 tower is going to fall there for the Radiant squad.
Yeah, and that's going to open up that whole portion of the jungle for the Dire, so they can start to make some moves and take away even more of this real estate here for the D2 Hustlers.
And then on the other side of the map, normal stuff, right? Trying to push into the tower, but the 5 treant stays here and continues to slow down the wave, utilizing Nature's Grasp, which means actually taking the tower there is going to be very difficult. And Team Undying going to constrict the other aspects of the map while Morphling more or less is going to be getting free farm. So it's looking better for them at the moment just because they got their own tower. Their tower's untouched. They've already got 3 points in living armor as well. So they've got a very low cooldown, high armor, high regen skill to keep their towers alive. And now the mid pressure comes.
They have the double damage rune activated. On top of that, so Bryle with the Cardi will be looking for anyone who gets a little bit too close. And it looks like Sam is perhaps needs to be a bit careful. Though he is trying to push them back. They'll go for the fortification. Another slight, oof.
It's too hard.
It's a lot of damage.
If he comes up and gets Syrian chains, there's a follow-up and he dies every single time there. So not quite able to slow it down enough. One of the downsides of Bane, you don't have a super long-range nuke to pull the creep wave. And you don't have AoE either, so you just can't stop the push.
Doesn't have AoE yet, but yes, it is very early.
He's a Bane. It's going to be he's never going to get AoE. He could with Shard, but he's not going to.
See, now that you said that, you've just cursed him. He's going to get that just to make you look silly.
It's not going to happen.
I do enjoy when you look silly.
I'm very confident that he's not going to buy a Shard this game. I haven't seen a Bane buy a Shard yet. In a pro game, I don't think.
See, this is like where Jenkins is also like, yeah, this is definitely how it's all going to work out, and then he immediately is wrong. But we'll see. We'll see. A lot of pressure, though. Look at this. They're already... Look at the amount of damage that they put on the tier 2 in the bottom lane.
That was great. And they glyphed. And they've got 2 heroes nearby. They're going to pressure it now with more heroes, I think. Because once the glyph goes down, tier 2 towers do die. Pretty straightforward. But the scary thing is that you have to make sure that you have protection, ideally wards. That way, if your opponents do try to defend it, that you'll be able to still escape before they initiate on you. Yeah, they're just committing on it.
I mean, what can they hope to do right now over on the side of D2 Hustlers?
It feels hard for them to engage this. They'd basically have to initiate with like Void Spirit and have follow-up. But they don't really have the best initiators until Doom gets Blink or something. It's traditional for him to get Midas though, so he's slowed down. They do take this moment to start pressuring their enemy tier 1, but they're going to lose some experience advantage from this. So losing their tier 2 and now their shrine, or their outpost so early, is going to cost them. Especially if Undying tries to also defend this tower. They just might. They've got the armor, they've got the regen.
Well, that's the problem, right? Is that they have a Treant Protector over on the side of Team Undying. This is, if you're going for a tower, you have to full commit for it. Otherwise, it's just going to keep getting healed back up again. Look at this. Dubu pops out for a moment. It looks like they're not going to go. Oh, all right, they'll go for the Overgrowth.
Trying to keep it alive.
Just buy it a little bit more time, but eventually it does fall.
That one was a little goofy. I don't fully understand his purpose. I don't know if he interrupted a TP or not, but if not, probably was just hoping he could slow it down enough to buy his team time to get a kill. Like, imagine his team gets a gank that same moment during the overgrowth. Absolutely worth it. So he's not going to have that in the next engagement. Not the end of the world, but his team is still doing great. 2K gold advantage. They've pressured the mid tier 2 a little bit. There's a lot of restricted space on the map from the Hustlers.
Saberlight has not left this bottom lane, I'd like to just point out. He died,
Yeah.
you know, he did have a death, but otherwise, he's just parked himself in the lane and is being allowed so much space.
He's killing a tier 3 tower.
He is. They need to do something about this.
70%, 80% HP right now. It's
Look
insane.
at this. And this isn't even with the helm, you know, he doesn't have the full helm of the Dominator. Like, we've seen crazy stuff before. This is looking like a dead Moon Meander eventually here. Oh, no, he's still absolutely fine. Sam is going to be the one who falls. Cookie hop forward to Motto. They want to just take down Divine Llama, and they will be able to. So they're chasing after Alex. They can see Esk. A little bit more difficult to get their hands on Esk, but they'll turn their attention now over to the creeps. And it looks like Eves has had to rotate to the bottom area, but they've already done a lot of damage to that tower.
They really have. Yeah, PA TP'd bottom, started pressuring Beastmaster. He TP'd to the engagement, but with winning that fight, Doom is still down for 8 seconds. They're going to start rushing. They've got Vlad's already, so hugely good item with Morphling. Since he's got so much base damage, it gives him a lot of raw damage. And they're looking for a catch.
They see Sam, and they're going to be able to get him out of there.
Pretty easy kill. And he's struggling a little bit now. 0-4-2, they're going in.
Yes, yeah, they're going for the Snapfire Kisses. They'll be able to take down Moon Meander.
Saber.
Follow up with the hold into place with the Overgrowth. Saberlight sitting very, very low. Nice chains, though. Gonna be forced to back off. They throw out a dagger. But they are down a hero on both sides. It's Roche not that low just yet. Looks like Undying. They'll bide their time.
So Sammy Boy dies for the ward that he places down, but it does give them the opportunity to kill Rubik. If they don't kill Rubik there, almost certainly Roche just ends up dying. And they probably wouldn't have felt confident enough without the ward. So positives and negatives for what he went through. And it's enough that Undying feels safe just playing back a little bit. Like they feel like they are very ahead, but net worth-wise, it's pretty close. Only a 1K advantage for them. So here comes the smoke initiation.
Gonna walk immediately into Divine Llama. He's the one to break the smoke. They'll use the roar just on the Doom, and they'll be able to remove him immediately. There will be no Doom in this fight.
They got that old
Nightmare
ward.
here. Sam trying to run away. Not sure they're gonna be able to quite intercept them. Do they have anything to slow? Do they have any grab? Stamato shifts forward. No, they've got the Centaur Stomp, and Moon Meander will clean up on Sam.
Nicely done. All right, so that's going to protect them for now. That old ward they placed when they controlled the enemy jungle is what ultimately cost Doom there. They thought that they could take a fight on the Hustler side, but nope. Initiated, Doom gets bursted. Doesn't have BKB yet, still a bit away from that, so gets punished a little too hard. His net worth's not bad, it's a little bit too early for him to stand that aggressive. Doom.
Now they get the Doom off. Get a steal, though, coming out here from Moon. Not quite the spell that he wanted. Esk, though, he wants his kill. He wants to take down the brother. Can they get a denial in time or anything? No, looks like he's going to be able to maybe just no. They get the denial off. Con forward again. Tomato's just going to burst down Esk. Chase is on. Sam running through the trees along with Alex. Just cannot outrun Tomato here as he turned himself. Try to get a little bit more damage. They have the Fiend's Grip, but the immediate lift up here from Moon Meander will ensure that they cannot get the kill. They'll kill Sam. They would like Alex to. In fact, the waveform forward. Gonna try to put out the damage. Another click should do the trick, but Tomato will respect the tower.
Nicely done there. Gets to initiate the fight, deals a huge amount of damage, disables his opponents, gets kills, pressures, and they just can't really slow him down when he runs at them at this point. The Lincolns really protects him well. I also got the deny. That was the other thing on the Ember Spirit. I wasn't 1000% sure Ember was going to die, but you know, add some kills to your scoreboard. It's an important stat.
Is indeed. Dubu running over to the side here. Long range Sapphire Kisses. Aurora comes out.
Kisses.
Can they finish off the PA? Yes, they can. Eves is obliterated. Moon Meander also to fall.
He did a lot of damage, but not enough to keep PA alive. They They're just basically invading all these places where PA wants to farm right now. Like, he just finished Battle Fury. He wants to sit around and hit creeps for another 5 minutes, but unfortunately his opponents have such a nice map control advantage that there's not a lot of safe places for PA to farm, and that's why he's getting pressured like this.
Yeah, the momentum coming out from the side of Undying is relentless at this point, as they have really taken up residency over in the main areas that Wildcard would like to be in.
Yep, and now they're just going to take Ancients. They're going to pressure the tier 1 tower with just 1 hero so they don't overspend resources. And on the Hustler side, they can't see any of this. Their vision is very poor. Their tri-camp is basically just blind. And they see Bryle hitting the top tier 1, but they only see him. Now Tomato's going to help kill the tier 1 tower since he's a lot more physical damage with his Eagle Song. That gets killed, and the map gets restricted again.
There's a tanky dragon. But they're in the Roche pit. They're going to try this again and see if they can't finish it off this time around.
Perfect neutral item for Morphling as well. The Nether Shawl is so good on this hero. He's got 1 billion armor anyways, losing 2 does not matter. More magic resistance, more spell damage. It's going to make his E-Blade combo even stronger. Still needs 1,000 gold till it's finished, but when it is, PA is going to have to be really careful. You can blur dodge some parts of the combo, but pre-BKB, PA is very vulnerable to this. So the Morphling matchup is looking good right now.
They are creeping in. They are invading over here on the side. Look at this. Yeah, they'll go. They'll find themselves a grandma. Tomato will just burst down, and Dubu will be the one who collects the kill. But the woods are very unsafe right now for the side of D2 Hustlers.
They are, but I think the Hustlers are doing a great job still getting net worth. Like, this feels like way more than a 3K advantage for the kind of map control they have. Pick up the Ancient Thunderhide now that the Helm of the Overlord is finished. And they're going to use this to amplify Morphling's attack speed. Pushing towers is not going to be difficult here with the Vlads, all this physical damage and armor.
Now the Thunderhide as well. Just throwing out that frenzy. The tower just melts. Look at this.
And this is the tough thing. Like, even if your net worth is even, at some point they go high ground, and that's when you have to fight them. And I just don't think they're ready yet.
I definitely don't think they're ready yet. I think it's been very difficult. I think PA, needs more time. She wanted to go and hit creeps.
It's a hard decision. Oh, he's got a DD, though. This could be an opportunity. That's an extra 100 damage.
Immediately just getting chained up. Another steal here from Rubik.
I don't think it got spotted, at least, but that was like perfect timing there for Undying to back up. Like, look at that. They forced 5 heroes to go back to their base. They did a huge amount of damage to the tower. And then they just walked away feeling like, you know what? I feel like they're set up. Let's get back now. They get back. They don't lose that much, but it now completely rearranges their position in a much favorable advantage over Hustlers, because now Hustlers now have to leave their bases spread out. Like, PA wants to be far away from where the enemies are. That way, if they give up on pushing, they have to run a long ways to go kill him. But now he has to farm in areas that are kind of dangerous.
So what's the best play here? Because like we just said, Wildcard/Hustlers, they want this time so that way they can farm, but they need the breathing room. Do they need to do some sort of pick-off sort of thing? Or how do they get the time that's necessary? Because like we said, they're going high ground. It's really rough for them to try to push them off. Even with that DD, they already backed off. They're not going to have that in their toolkit.
Yeah, pick-off is a really, really good way to do it. And even if it's not a big core hero, if you just take out a support hero, that's a 5v4 advantage. And now it's easier to go ward and deward. So if you do get pick-offs in a moment like this where you're behind and you're in your base, you just need to pick off 1 hero. Because realistically, your opponents are probably not going to 5-man all in the same spot on the map. It's less likely. If they do, okay, whatever. It's dangerous to go fight them. But usually they're going to spread out to be efficient. They're going to put 1 core in one lane. They're going to put 1 core in a different lane. And the other 3 or 4 here. The other 3 heroes are going to usually stand in the middle. You pick off 1 really quick. Now they're down a hero. Now you can 5-man go ward and deward the areas that your opponents previously controlled. And with that vision, that's when you start getting map control again. So they'll probably try to get a pick off here or get a ward on the cliff.
They have to be careful because already Team Undying collapsing upon the Hustlers. In fact, they even throw out a cookie to ensure that Divine Llama gets out of there as fast as possible. He is a big lad. They'll just go, retake their outpost again.
PA is going to play by pushing out the spot lane now, which is the safe thing to do. He's going to use Blur as well. It's going to make him invisible on the map for 25 seconds. His opponents will be able to figure out where he is, of course, but hey, this gives him a little bit of time to hit creeps, which is good when he's this close to Battle Fury. They are going to TP back one, though, and that's Rubik. Moon Meander does know where he is. They want to try to defend this. Sam's going to run into everybody, though.
He is indeed. He's going to try to teleport. I cannot. They used the roar out. Okay.
They have to. I mean, it's a kill. It's not the end of the world. Like, you could say worth or whatever, but it's better. Ooh, that one
was an Alex there, but
that one's not worth.
No. That E-Blade plus the adaptive combo is just terrifying if you're a support in this game.
Yeah, definitely one of the weaknesses of a hero like Snapfire, actually. Is support that's seen is very strong right now, but against a very high burst damage, single target damage hero like Morphling, the cookie jump does not offset these problems. You just die.
You do indeed. Now we have a Blink Dagger picked up for Dubu. He walks right past Esk here. But Tomato is nearby. They have to be very careful already. Just jumping over into the trees. Teleport out. Easy peasy. Oh, Moon was so close there.
Yeah, they were hunting for the PA just now.
Whew.
Didn't get him, and that's going to buy him enough time to get his battle fear here. In the jungle, Sammy Boy gets spotted, though. Lincoln's not quite used right.
He uses the brain sap on him. Oh, dear. Anything you could do. Tomato can do better.
Unfortunate for him, though. The Lincolns got procced on the Nightmare, I guess. I didn't see the start of it. I'm sure he's aware of the Lincolns. He had at previous times done sap first, but who knows what happened. But ends up getting the kill. So another death there for Sam as he tries to regain map control.
Here you go. Here's a replay.
Oh, I see. He nightmared himself. That's why he died. He was hoping to dodge like an E-Blade combo by going invulnerable, but he kind of like tricked him by not going for it. Oh, Doom on bottom.
Okay, all right. The BKB and the Doom getting applied, but the Roar follow-up means that they might not be able to finish off. He really wants this kill. He just can't seem to get there. And is he going to survive, or are they going to have to go for that that denial? He's going to let the creeps smack him a little bit. Or he's going to smack the creeps. He's fine.
He went to lifesteal the creeps.
Nice.
Due to the power of the Vlads. Very smart, very smart. And now they're hitting high ground. It was a good attempt there. Burned a lot of spells. Went on the Ember. He had BKB. Didn't pop it before he got doomed. So that was a good opening, but they just couldn't kill him.
It's proving to be very difficult. Cookie hop forward, though. Jump forward. Oh, my goodness. There's a decent amount of damage over onto Brile. But he's going to need some backup. Eve's forced away. Trying to find this opening here. He's going to get rooted into place again. Throws out the Nightmare. Aegis does get reclaimed during all this, so.
That's cool. War Drum's aura. 40% accuracy. That means 40% of the PA evasion.
Oh, stomp forward. Oh, Sam just gets obliterated. He buys back immediately. Divine Llama. It was a nice stomp, but you are getting stomped myself, your friend.
This basically feels over. I mean, they're just so far behind.
They're putting up a good fight. They're trying. But it is looking very, very difficult to get that Nightmare coming in. Sam's not going to be able to do it. Triple kill now for Tomato. Aurora over on the back end here, as they should be able to blow up. Esk gets an ultra kill. He wants more. It's a rampage now for Tomato. And give him one more. Why not while we're at it? Brile takes the last bit. But the GG does indeed get